Hello, and welcome to ViewPoint 360. Today, we bring you a very important story about Bangladesh, Russia, and the United States. A story that shows how international politics can affect even simple things like buying helicopters. Background of the deal. In 2021, during the Awami League government, Bangladesh decided to purchase 2 helicopters from Russia. These helicopters are of the Mi-17-1A2 model. They are modern, medium-sized helicopters designed mainly for civilian use. Bangladesh planned to use them to create a new police air wing. The main purpose of this air wing was to fight terrorism in remote areas and to assist in disaster management. In a country like Bangladesh, where floods, cyclones, and natural disasters are common, helicopters can play a very important role in saving lives and providing emergency support. The total cost of the 2 helicopters was set at TK 4 billion. Out of this, Bangladesh already paid TK 2.98 billion to the Russian company JSC Russian Helicopters. The first helicopter was supposed to arrive in February 2022 and the second one in April 2022. A cargo plane was even chartered to bring them, but due to US sanctions on Russia, Bangladesh had to cancel the delivery process. The sanction problem. Now, let's understand why this happened. In April 2021, the United States imposed sanctions on several Russian state-owned companies, including JSC Russian Helicopters. When a company is sanctioned, it means other countries, banks, and financial institutions face restrictions in doing business with them. Payments become risky, shipments may be blocked, and diplomatic issues can arise. Even though these sanctions were already in place, the Bangladesh government signed a contract with the Russian company in November 2021. That decision itself raised many questions. Why did Bangladesh go ahead with such a deal, knowing that sanctions could create serious problems? Current situation. Now, Bangladesh is stuck in the middle of a very difficult situation. Option 1, if Bangladesh accepts the helicopters, the United States may not be happy. This could affect Bangladesh's diplomatic relations with the US. There could also be trouble in other areas such as trade, aid, and international cooperation. Option 2, if Bangladesh cancels the deal, the money already paid, TK 2.98 billion, could be lost. The Russian company may demand more compensation. A case could even be filed in the Singapore International Arbitration Center as mentioned in the contract. So, both options are risky for Bangladesh. Financial losses. At present, the 2 helicopters are sitting in a Russian warehouse. Bangladesh has to pay maintenance costs for keeping them there. If Bangladesh does not take delivery, the supplier can legally demand more money. This means Bangladesh may lose billions of taka more. Considering the economy is already under pressure, such a financial loss could be very damaging. Diplomatic dimensions. The Home Ministry has already written to the Foreign Ministry for a solution. The idea is to talk to the US through diplomatic channels. The argument Bangladesh can make is this: the helicopters are civilian in nature, not military. They were specially manufactured for Bangladesh. They cannot be used by other countries. They will mainly be used for disaster management, search and rescue operations, and counter-terrorism efforts. If the US accepts this argument, Bangladesh might get a special waiver. That would allow the helicopters to be delivered without violating sanctions. But experts warn, the US may still see this as a sensitive issue. Bangladesh's foreign ministry fears that receiving the helicopters could damage relations with Washington. Larger context: Russia and Bangladesh. This helicopter deal is not the only link between Bangladesh and Russia. In 2013, Bangladesh signed a loan agreement of $1 billion with Russia for purchasing military equipment. Bangladesh is also building its largest project, the Rupur nuclear power plant, with Russian loans and technical assistance. Because of US sanctions, Bangladesh is already facing problems in making financial transactions for the Rupur project. In fact, payments to Russia have been kept in a special account with Bangladesh Bank because money cannot be transferred directly. Expert opinions. Former Bangladesh ambassador to the US, M. Humayun Kabir, has said that Bangladesh should appeal directly to the US for a waiver. He explained that if Bangladesh clearly highlights the civilian purpose of the helicopters and the financial loss involved, the US may consider allowing the delivery. He believes the US might show flexibility, especially if Bangladesh presents a strong case. On the other hand, many experts are questioning why the deal was signed in the first place when sanctions were already active. They say this shows weak planning and poor decision-making in the past government. Political angle. The deal was signed during the Awami League government under former Inspector General of Police Benazir Ahmed. Critics say that the government ignored international realities just to push forward big projects. Now, the interim government has inherited the problem. They are under pressure to find a solution quickly as both financial and diplomatic costs are growing every day. Possible solutions. So, what can Bangladesh do? Here are some possible options. Option 1. Request a waiver from the United States. This is the most hopeful option. If the US allows delivery, Bangladesh can use the helicopters as planned. Option 2. Renegotiate with Russia. Bangladesh may try to delay delivery or change the contract terms, but this could be very difficult under international law. Option 3. Cancel the deal but fight legally. Bangladesh can cancel the agreement and prepare for arbitration, but this risks losing the full amount of money already spent. Option 4. Find a third-party solution. Sometimes, countries use other nations as intermediaries, but again, sanctions make this very complicated. Why this matters? At first, this may sound like a small story about 2 helicopters, but in reality, it is much bigger. It shows how global politics and sanctions affect smaller countries like Bangladesh. A purchase meant to improve disaster management and counter-terrorism has now become a serious financial and diplomatic headache. The future of these helicopters will depend not only on Bangladesh's decisions, but also on how the United States responds. Conclusion. To summarize, Bangladesh bought 2 Russian helicopters for TK 4 billion. TK 2.98 billion has already been paid. Because of US sanctions, the helicopters cannot be brought in. If Bangladesh accepts delivery, relations with the US may be hurt. If Bangladesh cancels, it may face huge financial loss and legal trouble. Diplomacy with the US is the only real way forward. This case is a reminder that every deal a country makes has international consequences. For Bangladesh, the challenge now is to protect both its finances and its foreign relations. That's all for today's in-depth report on ViewPoint 360. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more world news, Bangladesh updates, and unbiased analysis.